I'm looking to create a narrative for our story. Life is a journey, and I do believe in order to empower ourselves, we must tackle the issues that hold us back. That's why I created Inquisitive I Am, a show designed to help you live a healthier, wealthier life. Hello, hello. Welcome to the latest edition of Inquisitive I Am. Today we're bringing on another special guest, someone close to me, Tre Williams. Tre Williams will be on the show today to discuss all things football from the beginning of his career at age 4 to where he is today. I'm super excited to speak with him and to let everyone know his journey, his ups and downs, his trials and tribulations, and how he's persevered through it all. But I can't forget something I haven't done in a while since we've been doing the Zoom. Bam! Yes, this book is still hot and popping. It is still shooting off the market, and it is still available on Amazon.com. It is on sale still for $10.95. So go ahead and grab your copy. But stay tuned. We'll be right back with Tre Williams.
It was bad enough when you got hit in a car wreck. Don't get hit again with a 40% plus lawyer fee. I'm attorney Jerome Carter. Don't get hit twice. Call me today. For nearly 20 years I've handled car wreck cases. I know how to get you a check, and I make sure that your check is larger than mine. That's a promise. It's your case, it's your call. Make it count. Call Carter Law Firm. If you're injured, we'll come to you, because when you hurt, we help.
Welcome to the show, Inquisitive I Am. We have Tre zooming in all the way from Florida now. He can't sit still, and I am not mad at him for not sitting still. He gotta go where the money resides.
Got to.
So thank you, Tre Williams, my second cousin. For those who don't know, that's my clout. For joining the show today. How are you today?
Man, I'm doing great.
Okay, then. I want to get into it because people want to know. People have been following you for such a long time now. You've been doing it since you were 5 years old, maybe 4. I don't know. You was a big dude even back then.
4.
So, yeah, I was like, say maybe 4. I may be missing a year. But you've been doing it back then. Everybody's been following you, and people are still following you and seeing your triumphs and your come up and how you persevere and your tenacity. So I wanted you to come on today for several reasons. I've been trying to get you on for a minute, but you've been busy, so I finally found you.
No doubt.
I got you to sit still. But I want you to come on because I want you to talk to, of course, the young children. So they could know, look, this is what to expect. This is what not to expect. And some of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through. I want us to talk about that. So I want to start out with football has been your world.
No doubt.
When did you know that football is what you wanted to pursue?
Oh, man. Let's say I started when I was 4, playing at 8 Mile, which we still have memories to this day, and when I was 4, I actually did not, I didn't know what football was. I didn't care about it. Like, you can ask my mama, like, I wanted to be the mascot. Like, I ain't care nothing about it. Like, but I say around the time I was 7, 8, I finally got a knack for it. And I figured out that I was finally good. I was able to hit people and not get in trouble. It just... At that time, it was just, I could let it all out and just have fun. And ever since then, I built a career from it. I never thought what it would look like. So I pursued it until I couldn't no more.
Okay. Did you ever have a plan B while you process and realizing this is what I want to do? This is it. Did you ever have a plan B?
Oh, no, it was football and flop for the most part.
Okay.
Coming up, it was either you gonna play ball or you gonna get it another way. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know another way. I know at that time I knew I had to go to school so I could play football. You know what I'm saying? And my mama was hard on me. I had to get the grades. If I didn't get the grades, I couldn't play ball. So of course, I got the grades, so I can get on that field.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
I had everybody in the city just, just telling me, hey, you're gonna be some one day, you're gonna go to the NFL, you're gonna make a lot of money. So I took it and ran with it. I was like,
Okay.
I need to put all my focus on this one thing. Like I don't need to focus on nothing else, just this one thing. So, they always told me about have a plan B, have a plan B, but I never really knew what that looked like.
Right. And I think that's so for so many of us, especially growing up in our environment. Honestly, the first person I knew that went to college was your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom was the reason I went to college. My mom would say, "You got to go to college," but I never knew what that looked like until I saw your mom studying and going to school, going to college and going to class. She was
Yeah.
the first person that I ever knew to know, okay, so this is what college looks like, so this is what my mom is telling me to do. So I know your mom drilled you. I know she did,
Man, she drilled me on and off the field because she used to always tell me, hey, I was an All-American and I got my degree. So what you gonna do? Like,
Oh,
so what you gonna
okay.
do? So I had to,
Yes,
I had to live up to it.
that's right. That's right. So, talk to us about the pressure you've gone through a camp. I don't know. I'm sure that's not what they called it when you were going when you were 4. Through grade school, high school, college, the pros. From all of that, what experiences and ups and downs can you tell us about? Because the people want to know. How did that make you feel? How did you come through even some of the low points that you may have felt in your life to where you are now? Because you the bomb, man. So talk to us about that.
uh, I mean, growing up in Mobile, we had a lot of successful people in the sports world for sure. Guys like Mark Barron, AJ McCarron, basketball, yeah, DeMarcus Cousins. Like you had a lot of guys come from Mobile who were successful. So around the time we were coming up, I say we, it's like me, Deshaun, Devin, like my whole gang of friends. There weren't really many people who are going to the top at that time in the sports world. So they were telling us like, y'all the next up. Like it's y'all. Like we done found the next ones up. Like let's take off with it. So that pressure of trying to represent, myself, my family, and the city at a young age, it was like I had no idea how to. Is my mom was a great athlete, but she stayed in Mobile. She was a great athlete in Mobile. So it's like I wanted to go off and do things, and that was hard. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people had expectations for me. A lot of people they set standards for me. Like, nah, you don't need to think about being a doctor. Like, you need to play football. Like, you don't like, oh, you like. I'm not saying my mom, but like just other people around. Like, man, you don't need to be stressing about that test. Like, just worry about the game on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stuff like that which had me at a young age confused at like, what is life? Like, is life football or is there more to it? You know what I'm saying? So when I got to college, it's the same way. I left Mobile, so I was like, all right, now I got the stamp of Mobile on the back of my jersey as well. So if I want to, even at the age of 21, if I want to go out and have a drink, like I couldn't really do that because I always had people watching me. Like I couldn't really live. Like other people had great college experience, and I always had to watch my back because it's like you just never know who for you or who trying to get you. So
Absolutely.
every time, like, because me, Deshaun, Devin, we all went to Auburn. So every time we wanted to go back to the city, something bad happened. Like somebody got shot or like something negative happened. We like, man, we don't even want to go back because we don't know if we got a target on our back or not.
Right.
So it's like we barely came home because we didn't want nothing bad to happen to us. So it just came to a point where I had to wear Auburn gear every time I came home because that was like a bulletproof vest at some time.
Ooh,
Because they was like, oh, so that's Tre. He played for Auburn. Like, he may be the next up. Like, we need to take care of him. But, like, I never thought that was okay. Like, why you can't just take care of me just because, like,
right, because you're a
you know
good
what I'm
dude
saying?
and you're not causing any trouble, right?
Yeah, like, we never was in the streets like that. So we always tried to get it a different way. But every time we came back to the city, it was like, hey, you going to the mall? Hey, take care of yourself now. Be careful. You just never know. Um,
Yes, because there's a lot of envy going on around here.
right? And it's crazy because we know that, but we don't know from who. Like, sometimes it can be from people who've been rooting for you, but you went to Auburn instead of Alabama. So it's like, now you don't know where y'all stand. It's
Right. Now they
like,
mad.
yes, it got real crazy. So um just, and then even post college, like with this football thing, like we just didn't know what it looked like. It was like NFL or nothing. And that's what some people who we grew up around, they portrayed it that way. Like, every time we came home, like, when you going to the league? Like, how many years you got? Man, I bet you can't wait to make a lot of money. Like, well, I'm doing well. My health is well. Like, my grades are good. Like, ask me something else.
Right. Like, how are you?
Like,
Exactly. Let's talk about that because watching you grow and watching you go through the obstacles that you've gone through. I've had conversations with your mom and I would get upset like, man, I know the pressure of him going to the pro is high. And
mhm,
I've always behind the scenes hated that for you because I would say to myself, what if he wake up one morning and decide he don't want to do the pros? He has every right to make that decision if that was the case without the pressure of society trying to make you into something that, hey, one day you may not decide you want to do anymore. Or if for whatever reason that doesn't work out, are you still going to get the same support that you were getting just to be successful? Like that was always my weariness of you being young and having the pressure of, like you said, even the city on your back trying to make you do this, or you had to do it for them, not for you. So that was always my weary, or the weight I carried on my shoulders, and how I wanted to see you and jump on your neck because I couldn't hold
mhm.
you in my bosom. I had to jump up and,
Yeah.
and hold you if I wanted to do that. But that's what I watched and always wondered, if there was a second plan B for you. And watching you excel now, man, you doing the doggone thing. Listen here. I'm glad to see you healthy. I'm glad
Yeah.
to see you in your right mind. I'm glad to see you persevering and still being able to be and do the things you love to do. So I want you to give our peers, the young folk, some advice with what do you give them with starting football so young and having that type of pressure of not knowing if they will make it, if they won't make it, and what society or what their life can look like after the fact. What advice do you give all these young, especially our young football players starting off in, the camps and all of that? What advice do you give them, especially with people telling you, don't worry about school, don't worry about passing that test? What advice do you give us? Because we need to hear it. Because in Mobile, we have so many parents at these rallies and all these camps rooting and dressed up to a T, ready to be like, my boy going to the league at 5, like he can't even read. What do you give? What do you give advice, like even the children, but the parents, to chill out? Let these young men make these decisions for themselves instead of you going to the games, betting on them at 6 and 7 years old, making bets at the. What advice do you give all of us? You see, I'm on a roll, so I'm gonna shut up. What
Yeah.
advice you give all of us?
Man, it's something something that I feel like, me personally, I fell in the trap of social media. Like, that whole thing. Like, when we was coming up, it wasn't really big, but when it mattered, that's when social media blew up. So, like, everything that we saw on social media, like, we had to be that. like we had to reach that expectation. And, you know, you see all these NFL guys with the cars, clothes, the money, the contracts, and winning Super Bowls and all that type of stuff. And you see these athletes buying their mama houses and cars and taking them on vacations. Like, I get it. Like, that's wonderful. But, you know, not everybody's going to have that opportunity. And just for the young guys, like, who's coming up right now, like, football isn't everything. And that was my biggest deal, because I put football in front of everything. Like, I didn't wake up in the morning and pray. No, I woke up in the morning to, I don't know, like, study plays. And I woke up in the morning thinking about workouts and thinking about the game. Like, I put God last. Like, that wasn't even my concern. Like, yeah, I pray before the game, you know, so I prayed before practice, but I wasn't really, I put football before everything. So because I did that, I never found something I was truly passionate about outside of football. So so for me, like, it was football or nothing, because that's all I knew. That's all I thought about. That's all I cared about. That's all I prayed about. Like, that's it. So when that was taken away from me, I was completely lost. Like, I had no idea what to do. I didn't know what route to go. Like, I just didn't know. Like, it was nothing else. Like, I lost football. I ain't got nothing else. You know, so those.
So let's talk about that. You feeling like, and it was a feeling because you, even when you, and I'm just gonna let you know this because it was just a feeling, because you were the bomb even when you thought you weren't anymore. I mean, you still Tre Williams. So I
Yeah.
need you to know that even at your lowest point, you still was the shit in most of our eyes, because we knew and we still know what you're capable of. It's obvious what you're capable of. So I do get that, though, that in your mind and in the way you felt, that you felt like it was taken away from you. Talk to us how you felt like that. Where did that come from? What happened or what took place that you felt like it was all taken away from you?
Well, my last year at Auburn, I was injured. I played with an injury. I had a herniated disc in my neck. So during that time, it was super hard for me because, you know, and my girlfriend at the time, Aaliyah, who's my wife now, she used to always tell me, like, dude, like, you should see yourself. Like, you're in so much pain. Like, football has caused you more pain than good. But I wasn't hearing that. Like, no, like,
Right.
you just got here. You've only known me for a year. Like, I'm not listening to you. You know what I'm saying? But she actually saw the real. While, you know, I had distant family tell, not the family that you know, but just like
Right.
other family members and other type of friends and stuff telling me, like, you'll be all right. Just keep going. Like, you know, just keep doing what you do. But I was in, like, super pain. So with that being said, that caused me not to get drafted. Like, I sat through that whole draft for 2 days, didn't hear my name called. And then I was blessed to go to 2 facilities and I got cut from both of them. And then after that, I was like, I ain't got, like, it's gone. Like, I'm done. You know, I had to have neck surgery and all that type of stuff. So I just felt like all that hard work from the age of 4 on up was just going to waste. Like, all the people who looked up to me or told me this, told me that, like, when I had my neck surgery, it was just me, Aaliyah, and my mama. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, I was sitting in that rocket chair with the tape on my neck. Like, I wouldn't get no phone calls. Like, I wasn't hearing from people saying, like, man, you play so well, man, or man, I think you still gonna go to the league. Like, nah, I wouldn't get none of that. Like it was just nothing. Like so at that point, it was just I feel like everything was just taken, like my character, my career. Like it's just at that point, it was no more. And I did get the opportunity to play one more time, but then COVID took it away from me. So it's like, dang, like I can't.
Okay, COVID, like, nope. Yeah.
So, um, at the end of the day, I was so lost in the game when it was just a game in the first place. But I never really knew myself. Like I allowed myself to see me as everybody else saw me, and that was just number 30. So
Yes, number 30. That was it. I'm this is such a powerful truth because so many of our children have plans like, a lot of the young children do. Like, I'm going to the pros. I don't have a plan B. And a lot of them won't be as successful as you are. They won't come out at the end of the tunnel like you are, with, doing great. You're doing great now. Can we talk about what you're doing right now? Can,
no
can we
doubt.
can we tell everybody what you got going on right
Man, it's been a long journey. So like a month ago, I was working at Thompson High School in Alabama, Alabama, and now I'm freaking a GA at UCF with
Hold on, wait,
uh
stop right there. I gotta do my dance.
yeah, do your dance. Yeah, go Knights. Yeah,
Let's
charge
go
on.
nice. Go
Let's
nice.
go.
We got somebody else to root for. Go nice. And I will be watching. Let me tell you. And I'm only watching because of you.
Yeah, and it's beautiful too, man. It's such a blessing. It's crazy how it all happened because Coach Malzahn, he got the job, and then Coach T. Will got the job. Was both of them coached me all 4 years at Auburn, and I told Leah, I was like, man, it would be great if we could live in Florida because she always wanted to live in Florida. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in Florida? You
Right.
know,
Who would
I was like, it'd be great. Like, it's just the perfect setup. And I hit up Coach Malzahn. I was like, congratulations, man. I wish I was down there with y'all. He hit me right back. He was like, I read your message. Just give me a minute. Let me get my staff together or whatever. I was like, cool. Literally that same day, probably 4 hours later, T. Will called me. He was like, man, you want to be a college coach? I said, man, that's so crazy. I said, yeah. He was like, wait. He's like, talk to Aaliyah first because this coaching thing is, the hours and all. Like, it ain't no 9 to 5. Like, you're going to have to make some sacrifices and stuff. So we talked about it. And as you can see, we looking at sunshine and planning on going to Disney at some point. Like, it's just.
Yes, I am so super proud. I'm so grateful for your wife. I'm glad that you found somebody that's gonna stand in your corner and can snatch you by the ears and say, hey, look here, this is not what it's gonna be. And she does that. And I watched her do that to you.
That's exactly what she
So
did. Like, if I even
yes.
look crazy, like, come here, come back.
Exactly. And that's the only type of woman you were going to be able to have in your space because those are the type of women that your mom is like that. Then you got your crazy behind auntie token. She's like that. You have these strong women around you. So she was the only woman that was going to be able to grasp your attention. Anything other than that would not have gotten your attention. So I'm glad that she found you and y'all found each other to keep you grounded. So man, listen, I am super stoked about you ain't done yet. Just know you ain't done yet. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the future that you have, the perfect future that you're going to have. And I can't wait to watch it all in 3D, baby. You better
Hey, in
believe we
3D.
all watch it in 3D. So
Yeah.
listen, give us one last advice as far as the children are concerned. I think we missed that part. Give us some advice to the parents about their children. Do you tell them to have a plan B? Do you tell them not to work so hard, physically? Like, do you tell them to pay more attention to academics? What do you tell parents who have their children striving to be just football?
Man, I would say, just as the kid, like chase what you're truly passionate about. Like, do not let someone else tell you what you should be passionate about. Like, don't let someone else set standards and expectations on you. Like, of course, as a parent, like, yes, you're supposed to have standards and, teach them the right thing and all that type of stuff. But let the child like make the decision. Like, it's okay to not want to play sports. Like, it's okay to want to be a doctor. It's okay to want to work on cars. As long as they do it for the man above and to the best of their ability, that's all that matters. Like, that is all that matters. So not everybody is gonna be a multi-millionaire. Like, of course, everybody wants to be, but that's just not how life is. And I don't think a lot of people are straightforward and honest to their kids about it. Like, look, like, we living good and I'm working 9 to 5. I'm not a multi-millionaire. Like, my mom and I, we went to water parks, we went to Disney and Orlando. Like, we weren't millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always about money. It's about building relationships and just doing what you truly love to do. And if you are playing sports, it is okay to do stuff on the side. Like, when I was with Detroit, man, I had teammates who went to nightclubs and played in a band. Like, I had teammates who just loved instruments and had artists. Some people made music. Like, it's okay to do other things. Like, it's an NFL player right now who is, I think he's a surgeon or something medically. I don't know. But
Yes.
like, he's playing football and he had enough time to go to medical school. Like, that's just truly using football to get where you want to be. Like, that
Absolutely.
platform, like, that's the perfect example. So I'm just, man, just truly do what you're passionate about. Don't let nobody else say what you should be doing.
That's powerful. And we heard it from the person who we need to hear that from. I thank you, Trey, for coming on
I
your little
thank you.
cousin show. I'm excited about it. And like I said, I tell your moms all the time, I'm still the little person, and I'm okay with being the little person in your life. I want to be the little person in your life because it's your time. You've been shining all your life. That light is getting brighter. And like I said, me, your cousins, we're going to watch it all from 3D. She needs you. Taylor, definitely, she needs you in your corner. I'm glad you're in her corner because she go through times where, something similar where people kind of put this doctor on her, and she's stressing out and nobody's stressing with her. Nobody is studying these books with her because mama
Nobody.
can't help her. Nobody. So she's going through kind of something similar to where everybody say, girl, you'll be okay, and then I walk in there and her face is swollen, her eyes are bloodshot red because she's stressing out. I'm like, I don't think it's fair for people to say you'll be okay because you may not be okay.
Right. Like, it's okay to
So
not be okay. Like, no.
it is. It is okay to not be okay. So more than you even know, y'all have that in common. And I'm glad that y'all are as close as y'all are and you talk to her because she needs that. Because I can't relate, as a mom, I just try to nurture her as much as I can. But that's
Yeah.
all I can do. You can actually put some things in her head and kind of make her
Yeah.
feel better about the
I
situation.
began on to her, like, look, like, is this what you want to do? Yes. Well, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
We
I want
gon'
to
we
hear it.
gon'
I want to hear it.
we gonna
That's right.
persevere through this.
That's right. That's right. So I appreciate you, little bit, cuz. Thank you for coming to the show.
Man, thank you for having me.
And yeah, and we'll be coming to Florida sooner than you think. I love you,
Please pull up.
man.
Please pull up.
I got you.